right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at today's notes, which is interpreting z-scores. So this is very similar to what we did yesterday. I actually think it's a little bit easier in some ways. Okay, so here's the problem. We've got a problem, and then we've got 4 different things that we have to do with it. So this is problem 1. We're not choosing A, B, or C as the answer. We're doing A, B, C, and D. Okay, each of them are it's like separate parts of a problem. We're okay with that so far? Yes. IQ scores have a mean of 100, a standard deviation of 16, and Albert Einstein reportedly had an IQ of 160. What is the difference between Albert Einstein's IQ and the mean? How much more of an IQ does he have than the mean? 60. Okay. So how many standard deviations is that? How would I figure that out?
60 divided by 16.
60 divided by 16. Good. And I get, so this is where you need to put it in your calculator, because I don't know if you guys can do 60 divided by 16 in your head. Shh. Hey, I'm recording right now. You guys need to be participating, otherwise you need to be quiet. 60 divided by 16 is 3.75. Yes, Abby.
So, like, is this one of the 4 steps you're talking about?
Yes. So we're doing.
You're gonna have to do this.
No. If I was going to give you this problem on a test or quiz, you would have to do part A, part B, part C, part D. It's getting you to get the answer by breaking it down.
Do that, like 60 divided by 16.
If it asks you how many standard deviations away is something. Okay. So we're now going to convert Albert Einstein's score to a z-score. So we go 160 minus 100 divided by 16, and we're going to get 3.75. So we already did kind of the parts to do it. Okay? All right. If we consider a usual IQ score to be those that convert z-scores between -2 and 2, is Albert Einstein's IQ usual or unusual? Unusual, because it's 3.75 standard deviations away, right? So we would have an unusual. Usual is within -2 to 2 standard deviation. So we can figure that out. So if you're thinking about this as 100 is the mean, this 1 standard deviation away is 116. 2 standard deviations away is 132. Okay? So if we do 100 minus 16, so a usual score would be between 68 and 132. No, you just have to know if it's between, like if it says that a usual score is between these 2 standard deviations, you have to know how many standard deviations away. It might be different. It's not always 2. Sometimes it's only 1 standard deviation for a usual to unusual score. Okay, so if I asked you what percentile it was, then we have to pull up the z-score chart and look that up. Okay, but it did not ask us that. So for the test, you will be given this and the formula. Okay. Yes, 0.05. Yeah. Okay. It's not on here because it's so unusual. You wouldn't be that far ahead. So that's why we didn't look it up. Okay. Number 2. I'm looking at number 2. Is everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay. Women's height have a mean of 63.6 inches, a standard deviation of 2.5 inches. We want to find the z-score corresponding to a woman with a height of 70 inches and determine whether that height is unusual.
So the 70.
Can you pull that down a little bit?
Yeah.
So it would be 70.
Okay, so we're going to go, 70. Okay, let's figure out what that answer is. We get 2.56.
Okay.
Okay,
Then,
if we are saying, just like the IQ one, if we're saying 2 standard deviations away, after 2 standard deviations, it's unusual. Is this score unusual or usual?
usual.
Unusual, because it's more than 2 standard deviations.
What do you mean it's going to be
2.56 is 2.56 standard deviations away.
So it has to be like 1 for it to be 2?
Oh, or 2, or 1.9, or anything below 2.
2.1.
2.1 is unusual, yes, because that's over 2.
It's only for this problem.
Yeah. Okay. How are we doing? Good, bad, don't know? All right, let's look at number 3. 3 students have equivalent stress test, which is the highest relative score, meaning which has the largest z-value. So we have to figure out the z-value for A, B, and C, and then figure out which one has the highest z-score. So,
Minus, 144, 128.
okay, so we have a score of 144 on a test with a mean of 128 and a standard deviation of 34. So we go 144 minus 128 divided by
30, whatever,
34.
which equals,
What?
how's your return? 4, 7.
Yeah, I would just do 2. Yeah, 0.47.
It's not 0.01.
That's not what I get.
Dude, what did you do?
Okay, so Gavin, you can do this in 2 ways. You can hit the control divide and put this in, or you can go 144 minus 128, enter, and then divide it by 34. Because I get 0.47. Okay, guys, let's try B. What am I going to do?
You're going to minus 90.
90 minus 86.
Divided by 18.
Yeah. What do I get? Try it again, Gavin. Put it in your calculator, because I want to make sure you do it right on the quiz. It's nice when it's just like a formula, right? And you just know you can plug in. Yeah.
What'd you get, Ms. Murphy?
0.22.
Put the line over it. Put the line over it.
It is repeating. Okay, you guys go ahead. I would not mark you down for that. Go ahead and do C. Go do C on your own.
You put like a line over it, right?
You do not have to, because we can just round, but you can if you want.
Already got it.
Go ahead and do C. Stop playing on your phone. Write down what I'm writing down on the board. He learns really well when he answers questions, just like you do.
I mean, you're not helping me learn by complaining so much.
Okay, that's true. I'm gonna.
Oh
You are. You're just making comments about Gavin and how he's distracting you, but you're distracting yourself by complaining about Gavin. Okay, C. What do we do for C?
18 minus
I got 0.6.
18 minus 15.
You don't need to say the equation, just say your name.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you, Aaron. Okay.
One after that, number 1.
All right.
0.83.
Yep. Okay.
I don't even have the
So, which one, A, B, or C, is the highest? A is 0.47.
Dude.
B is 0.22. C is 0.6. C. Okay. I think you guys get this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys do 1 through 7 for your homework. Okay? 1 through 7.
I don't mind.
They're just like this. If anybody, ladies and gentlemen, Gavin. If anybody has questions, please let me know. But I'm gonna put this on what we just did on the website, and you guys do 1 through 7.